Okay, so like I'm unsure how to like start this other than like I'm not sure how to start it other than saying like Wonka is like one of my favorite movies like in general, like favorite musical, but probably one of my favorite movies of like last year. So like I've kind of re-listened to all the songs like over and over and over, and it kind of made me realize how perfect of an opening song A Hat Full of Dreams is. Like it checks off every single thing you could possibly ask for in an opening. It checks off plot devices, great characterization, like it sets you up like for the movie and probably the best way they could have done it within like the span of like I think 4 minutes. I act like I don't know that. I fucking know that by exact number, the amount of times I've listened to it. Wonka is also my second favorite interpretation of the character. I'm like a big fan of the Depp one, and then there's the one with Gene Wilder, which like it exists, but if I say too much about my opinions on it, they'll probably put me on a fucking stick or something. I can't say that on here. I cannot say how much I love that movie. I love it. I love it. And um this whole little video is because if I was to make a review, way too long. I have way too much to say on it. So instead, I'm just going to talk about this one song. So this song, A Hat Full of Dreams, is considered by a lot of people to be the best song that they've put in the movie, like directly as like a new thing. Because a lot of people claim that the movie sounds very similar to other musicals, which I'm inclined to agree with it, but I'd argue that every musical sounds the same anyways. So the movie and well the song too starts off on a boat through the he's going through the ocean, which immediately gives you a great plot device as like a reasoning for why he has so much fucking chocolate just available to him. Because throughout the movie, he does not have a lot of money. He has 12 sovereigns to be exact, as you'll learn throughout the song. But he's like, he has it available because of his past experiences, which of course ties into some of the later movie. And I think it's just really interesting to immediately be able to get into that so flawlessly, like without any sort of big problem. The music is almost like bouncy in nature. It's happy and it's fun. And his voice is a bit somber on top of it though, because like this is a somber moment for him. You'll see later in the song he says we're finally here, Mama. And like, it's everything that they've asked to. It's everything that he's dreamt about before. You get that feeling like immediately with how whimsical he is and the weird angular shots you get. It just kind of sets you up for the feeling and tone of the movie, but it also characterizes him really well. Like as he gets into this town that he says he's pinned years of hopes on, you can see how gullible and naive he is. Like he's losing his money, which makes for a really humorous event. Like it's humorous and it's fun and it's light, but it adds to his character, shows how like he's refused to give up, refused to like let go of his memories. He's still like a child in nature. It's really interesting take on the character that I think fits perfectly with multiple interpretations of Willy Wonka. Later on into the song, around the end, but not quite at the end, you see the shop in question that he wants to open, where it is, and it immediately sets you up with a major set piece of the movie, while also adding what I think is a lot to the general plot of the movie and some of the later, more emotional scenes, like some real emotional depth to them. It all starts here with this like just nice, pretty visual, fits into the song well, and it's shown that he's like daydreaming about it. They have the little sign. They're like, "Hey, no daydreaming." I think that's adorable and probably one of the most silly, stupid things I've seen in a movie in a long time, but they lean into it and they show you that pretty much immediately that they're leaning into it, but they're not forgetting that they are a movie. This is a film about a character that's beloved, and you see those little sprinkles throughout the movie, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm drifting off this like an autistic passion, basically. But it adds more humor to this already zany, wacky character. And around the very end, he loses a sovereign, which is, of course, what Charlie finds in the first movie. If you really give a fuck about that, fuck that movie. I mean, no, I love that movie. It's my favorite movie ever. And oh my. And just like that, with just the opening of a movie, a single song, they've introduced plot points for bigger ideas. They've characterized him as this naive, gullible person. Fits into more of the ideas later of him like falling for tricks, him not being able to read, his explorations getting him in trouble with an Oompa Loompa, you know, having stole their cocoa beans. It's all set up like straight off the bat, which I know I keep repeating myself, but I couldn't get through enough just how great of a first opening song it is. And this is all coming from like someone who's not very obsessed with musicals at all, and honestly wasn't even a fan of the original, but it's a nice homage to the original and stands alone outside of what it has to be as well. It stands alone as just a movie and an interpretation of the character before he was so dark and before he was so, you know, such an edgy type character, which no, he was not in the old movie. People gotta shut up about that shit. They only dick ride it because it's old, but you know, I'm a bit too passionate about this, so I think it's good I end the video here. Bye.